Hi, welcome to my first video. Today I'll just be playing around with a bit of ink. Should be good fun. Me personally, I don't have too much experience with a lot of brushwork. I am mainly a digital artist, but I do like to start off my drawings, a lot of my drawings, illustrations, whatever, on pen and paper, but I usually ink them with an assortment of, like I said, pens instead of, brushes. So this is like one of my first goes. Like I said, I'm going into this pretty blind. Haven't necessarily looked at many tutorials or anything. That's just how I like to work when I'm starting with a new medium. I just like to see whether, I can pick up a feel for it. Like, the emphasis isn't really on technical finesse, it's just having fun, seeing whether I'd like to, learn or go more further in depth with the particular medium. And I'm enjoying a lot of the brushwork in this video. It's good fun. One of the things I found to be very freeing about brushwork is just the images have a lot more life to them. Like I said, I like to use a lot of pens. I have an assortment of pens, but the great thing about them is you have a lot of consistency in your thickness. However, your drawings do tend to look quite sterile or technical or sometimes a little bit lifeless. However, I really like the fact that with brushes, there's just a lot more, fluidity and a lot more, I wouldn't say dynamic movement because that sounds a bit much, but the drawings do look a little bit more fluid, a little bit more lively. Like, I couldn't have achieved doing like the afro that you're just seeing. I couldn't have achieved that without, doing the brushwork. It would have turned out very different with like my pen strokes and whatnot. So in this case, I was a little bit nervous about doing a lot of the facial details with the brushwork, just because I just don't have a lot of control of it yet. So I opted into, bringing out my pens and doing it that way. When you probably see the details at the end of the video, you'll probably notice the difference in the light, like in the pen work and the brushwork, just because, like I said, that consistency versus the fluidity. I could definitely see the difference, working on this particular image. It's been good fun. A little bit about me, or a little bit more about me, since this is a, first video, unofficial introduction type of a thing. I have been at this for quite a while, like some years now, and I'm very much inspired by manga. You can probably tell from my drawing style that in the beginning stages of, learning how to draw properly, I was very, a lot of my drawings as a 12-year-old were really sort of trash renditions of manga. You had trash eras of digital illustration, maybe one day you might see that. But as time just goes on, I, develop my style a little bit more, and it's its own thing now, but I think the roots are still pretty evident in the way I draw. Definitely. One thing about me is I'm very much interested in representation of people across the diaspora in particular. I find that, a lot of the depictions of Black people tend to be very limited. There's not a lot of nuances in how we're depicted. So for me, when I say representation, I'm not just talking about an increase, but I'm also talking about an increase in quality, an increase in nuance, an increase in diversity, because there's a lot going on in our little community. It's good fun. Well, it's not that little, it's a pretty big community, because like I said, across the diaspora and all that. But yeah, we're erasing some bits, getting it all together, trying to see what's going on, what needs to be tweaked, what needs to be left alone, just surveying. That's what I tend to do when I erase my underlying sketches and stuff. One thing I am noticing is that I didn't put enough density in the mustache. I'd like it to connect a little bit more to the beard, so yeah, just added in like those little extra strokes, making sure it was all right. I kind of want him to look a little scraggly, he didn't really go for his lineup today, or hasn't gone in like months. He's just growing it out, letting it be free, seeing what's going on. I'm also super into moles, like they're sort of one of my favorite features on a person, so like I'll just add all the moles, more moles. It's great. Can't be a complete drawing without just a signature. Pretty chill. But yeah, that's been my first video. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to subscribe. That would be so lit. Might catch y'all later. Thanks.